Hi everybody, my name is Jim Robbins. I'm a public school band director in the state of New Hampshire, and I'm also a freelance trombone player who's had the opportunity to listen to Jazz All-State auditions many years over the last decade or so. And as many fine educators as there are out there in the state of New Hampshire, I thought I'd take a little while and talk a little bit about this Jazz All-State material and how it relates to trombone and what trombone players can do to help themselves. First part today, I'm going to start with the ballad. This year, the audition for 2016 is an interpretation of My Funny Valentine. It comes from, the play-along track comes from Volume 25 in the Jamie Aebersold series. It's the all-time standards book. Happens to be the last one in the book for those of you looking for the copy. And I'm just going to play through it once, give you an idea of what I might do, talk a little bit about it and some points and pointers and suggestions for getting through it. Okay? So, here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So, those of you who know the tune from Jamie Aebersold's book, notice that I wasn't playing it exactly as written, rhythm-wise. And when you play the ballad, I think that's totally okay. Part of the instructions and requirements say, interpret the ballad. If you go out and listen to singers, vocalists sing this song, they don't sing, My Funny Valentine, but they sing it way better than that. They don't sing it straight. They sing it as if they're speaking the words. So learning the words is crucial as well. Listen to different interpretations and absorb what you have there. Too frequently, when we get to the ends of phrases, particularly in this tune, there's that big, long, sustained note at the end of the first A section, the end of the second A section, at the end of the tune. People feel the need to fill that. Personally, I don't like to. I think it gets in the way of the melody, and if you do too much, it detracts from what's happening with the melody. I would be cool, and you'll notice that going into the second A section, I played a little something going into the second A, but it wasn't anything notey by any stretch of the imagination. And I'll fully admit that I screwed up in the last A section. But knowing the form, knowing the tune, and knowing the words helped me remember where I was, and I was able to come out of it okay. The other big thing that I've noticed, and other judges that I've worked with have noticed over the last, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 years, the kids, the trombonists that really stick out when they come into their audition are the ones who can play with a really fantastic tone. I don't know if it's because there's a shortage of private trombone teachers. I would love to do it. I just am unable to fit it in my schedule. Or if people are playing on the wrong size equipment or what it is, but there's been a very large amount of less than good trombone tone qualities the last few years. It's almost as if they sound like a clogged vacuum cleaner. And one of the things I write consistently on comment sheets is work on long tones. I didn't know how to warm up when I was in high school. One of the things that you guys as high school kids or even as your band directors can do is really encourage sitting and playing long tones. There's a book written by one of the former trombone teachers at Eastman School of Music. His name's Emery Remington. He has a big, fantastic warm-up series, and the first 7 or 8 pages is stuff like this. Etc., etc. And it goes through the whole range of the horn, and what it really does is it allows the player to focus on making the most beautiful sound as possible. Some of that's not going to happen with just playing long tones. A lot of it is oral cavity shape and air support. A lot of times kids are playing with what I'll call a closed mouth. It's almost as if their back teeth are together and might sound something like this. Now that might be exaggerated and it's really hard for me to do, but when I encounter a student like that, I tell them to pretend like they have pencil erasers between their back teeth, and what that does is it takes the inside of the mouth shape from an E-H to more of an O or A, A-W or A-H, and they get more etc. And it really does wonders for opening up their sound. The other thing that I find in listening to these auditions and working with students here and there is that breath support isn't where it needs to be, or isn't as good as it could be. I work with this with my middle school band, and one of the things that they've been complimented on at festivals, and one of the things that I've been complimented on as a player, is my sound. And I feel that's because I breathe appropriately. I don't have the largest lung capacity, but I breathe appropriately, and that helps me support the sound when I need to. And a lot of times you'll see kids come in and they'll do the Superman breath. And their shoulders will come up, and they don't have a whole lot of sound, air behind their sound, and with the closed mouth embouchure, it really just kind of pulls back on their tone quality, and that really doesn't do wonders for their performance. So always breathing deep, etc. Really is going to help them get through this ballad, because the ballad is a great indicator of tone quality. So while working on the ballad, as kids are working for Jazz All-State, air support, strong embouchure, keeping a nice open oral cavity inside their mouth, and listening to recordings to help with their phrasing. As judges, we want to hear well thought and informed interpretations as they play through the ballad. So that's the first one. I'll do a few more of these if people find them helpful, particularly with the blues etude next. But thanks to the 3 people who have signed on and watched. This will probably get archived, and I'll share it with my band director friends. Hope everything's going well this summer for all of you, and I'll see you around. Thanks a lot.